It is my first time that I have attended AEPF conference, and after spending 3 days in that conference, I realized that it was a very important and purposeful, meaningful conference because I met around about delegates from 44 different countries. I participated in different discussions in the main Ghent night, and I was able to understand the problems of different Asian and European countries, the people who are oppressed, the people who are victims of the violations of human rights. So everyone was presenting his case. A lot of other people were able to understand the problems of each other, and then they are sitting together again and again to discuss different issues, to make a common strategy, to build solidarity. So for me, this conference is very important for building solidarities among different people belonging to different regions. And now, after the end of this conference, they have created connections with each other. They have built solidarities with each other. So they will raise a one voice on many issues. So raising one voice and building solidarity is the success of this conference. On the first day of this AEPF conference, I heard the speech of Mrs. Shui Ming. She is the wife of Mr. Sumbat, who was a member of AEPF, and he was part of the conference, the 9th conference in 2012. And after 2 months of the AEPF conference, he was abducted from Laos, and his wife delivered a very moving speech here in Ghent. So I was very much impressed by her speech. When she was delivering her speech, I was thinking that I'm not hearing a new story, because I heard the same kind of stories in Pakistan. Many women, they are also raising voice for their dear ones, raising voice against enforced disappearances. And so I wrote a column the same night about this event, because this event provided opportunity to a woman who is trying to find out her husband from last 4 years. So my column published in Daily Junk, which is the biggest Urdu newspaper in the world. And I got a very good response, not only from Pakistan, but from all over the world, wherever the Urdu readers of that newspaper are available. And even many Pakistanis who are not aware about this conference, they started sending me messages from different countries of Europe. So I think that this conference was a big education for me, and I tried to spread the message of this conference through my column. Now the same column will be published in a Bangladeshi newspaper, and then it will also be published in an Indian newspaper. So I mentioned many people in my column, and I hope that the message of this conference will spread all over the world through my column. When I was coming to attend this conference, I was not very much clear about the agenda. So one of my progressive friend, who is a political activist in Pakistan, he motivated me to come to this conference. So because I know him, Farooq Tariq, since many years, so I came to this conference. And in the first session, on the first day of that conference, I realized that this conference is very important, and I should spend all 3 days here. I tried my level best to listen most of the speeches. I tried to interact with different people. And the most important thing was that I realized that the enforced disappearances, violation of the human rights, threats for democracy is not only a problem in Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. This problem is now an international problem because enforced disappearances was mentioned by the delegates from Laos, from Philippines, from Cambodia, from different countries. So I think that in 2018, if there are many countries in Asia and Europe where there are grave violations of human rights and the people are feeling threats for the democracy, then the platform of AEPF is very, very important to create a common narrative for making a common strategy to fight against the dictatorships, to fight against all those people who are threat for democracy, threat for freedom of media, threat for human rights. So I think that this conference provided an opportunity to those oppressed people who cannot speak publicly in their own countries.